Hi, it's James Headley, and thanks for tuning in to the Living in Naples channel. With the general caveat in mind that I'm going to need to make some generalizations and that every situation will have specific differences that I'd be happy to work with you one-on-one to discuss. Today I want to provide my viewers with a big picture sense of what you might reasonably expect to buy in Southwest Florida based upon your monthly budget. Among the major variables that could sway what you hear today in significant ways, I would say that insurance, both homeowners and flood, is the biggest one to keep in mind. And as I've discussed in other videos here on the channel, you should absolutely get a sense of what those figures will be very early in the home hunting process so that you don't go down a path that you're not going to be able to continue down. Of course, I'm happy to lend a hand there, as with every step in the house buying process and consideration that you may be going through. So please don't hesitate to reach out anytime to discuss your particular circumstances. I also hope you won't hesitate to share this channel with others that may be interested, as well as subscribing if you haven't already, and of course liking this video. Thanks for all that you do to keep this channel going. At the time of this recording, average 30-year mortgage rates have just dropped again this week to a bit over 7%. So I'm going to use 7% as the rate for this exploration of affordability. I'll also assume a 20% down payment. So of course, if you're able to put down more or pay cash, as many buyers in the area do, your monthly budget numbers will vary accordingly. But I'll be using these 80% financed at 7% numbers for the purposes of the discussion here. Using those numbers and rounding up the most recent median selling price in Naples to $600,000, that computes to a monthly principal plus interest payment of just under $3,200 per month. From there, the numbers do get a little fuzzier, as where you buy may impact your additional costs significantly. So again, bear with me on some conservative estimates, starting with insurance. Between homeowners and flood insurance, I would start with a perhaps high end, or not, again, depending upon the specific home you have in mind, estimates of $4,000 to $5,000 annually. So let's call it $400 per month to generally build in a bit of a buffer. As a side note, keep in mind that if you opt to go the condo route versus a single family home, your insurance costs are likely to be much lower. Again, I'm going to err on the high side and say that your annual taxes will be approximately $6,000. So adding insurance and taxes to the mortgage, we are now at roughly $4,100 a month. Call utilities, cable, etc., another $500, and that gets us to $4,600. Now is when things can again shift dramatically based upon what it is you are seeking in your Naples lifestyle. If you're going for the resort lifestyle in an amenity-rich community, your HOA and club dues are going to look very different than if you buy in a non-HOA community. If a separate golf membership is part of the equation, as it is for so many who purchase in the area, that's another consideration. In the $600,000 home range, we are likely not talking about more than, say, $10,000 annually for HOA or condo association dues, plus a reasonable club fee in that range. So let's call it $900 per month all in to bring our grand total to $5,500. Obviously, and as noted in a couple places, these are rough numbers, and there can be some meaningful variance. So let's talk about your particular circumstances and work together to find the right fit for you from both a budget and lifestyle perspective. Moving some levers here and there to adjust to your expectations and financials is something that we do on a daily basis. So if $5,500 seems more than manageable, for example, but you want a single family home in a golf course community, $1 million home there means another $2,100 on on the mortgage, probably another $400 or so in taxes, and maybe another $500 or so for club fees above and beyond the estimates above. So now we're talking more like $8,500 per month. Or maybe you're looking for a more modest condo option that you'll use now, but then also look to rent out at times. I can point to specific client discussions along those lines from just the past few months, where your out-of-pocket monthly average might be more like $1,000 to $2,000 max. There may not be something for everyone in the Southwest Florida real estate market, but I hope this has been a useful exercise in giving you at least a starting point for determining if there might be a sweet spot for you. And of course, I would love to hear from you if I can help you evaluate those possibilities further. Until then, thanks again for subscribing, sharing, and liking, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode.